What's up, everyone? I'm Jason. This is the Freeberg Garage, and we are back on the journey from the 883 to 1275 to getting this motor topped up. All right, let's get it done. All right, if you didn't catch the last one, we installed the front rocker box, at least got it all set up to find that top dead center in order to install our whole new rocker box setup. Much different from our 883. New push rod lengths, new rockers, and that's pretty much it on the most part. But that is a huge it, because if you don't do the proper steps in doing this, you'll mess up the motor. And I've gone through meticulously in between to make sure that we are in the right spot, and we are at top dead center for the rear cylinder. All right, so after trying to work this motor back and forth, OCD kicked in and finally found that one final spot, which is when that piston's finally up at the top on the compression side. And we got it there, and we are ready to install the rocker boxes. If you want to know a little more explanation of how I got to that, go to the other video up somewhere around here and go check that out. Kind of talk a little more in depth of why and how and where to get there. We're just gonna install the rear rocker box and get some work done, all right? And I think in the last video I said I was going to show you guys how I did these, but this is all new except for the rocker box itself. We have new shafts from S&S. We have new rockers from S&S. These came in my kit from Hammer Performance. So we also have some very key points here, some new joints that are going to be nice and oiling down the push rod tubes there. Better performance from the OEM style. And of course we have the rollers now rather than the flat tappets. I'll show you guys even a little bit of that too. All right, OEM, just to show you guys the difference there, right there. OEM, flat tappet, goes like that. That's how it works, all right? So flat, works, OEM. New style, roller. And in anything motor-wise, putting a roller on everything just seems to do better. It's just more performance. Putting a roller on everything is the way to go. All right, so we're gonna oil these up here, get some grease going, and then we are going to oil up the top of our push rods so we can install this, all right? Assembly lube up here. Okay, here's our new gasket by Cobetic. I always talk about this in each of the videos since installing it, came with the kit. And we're gonna get our rocker boxes seated. Still got a screw over there. Okay. And per the manual, we need to get our 4 bolts in the middle, or main bolts. I guess I would consider those main, ones that are going to be determining our clearance here. So we have our, put the dirt there off, long bolts going on this side here, shorter bolts going on this side here, just like that. These in place here, and just need to finger tight these down. Now we can check our clearance, see where we are at. And what I'm doing is, just like the service manual says, is to kind of, you want it so that the back is snug down enough so that you can rock it and feel where it stops. And then we can test and see where our clearance is gonna be at. Perfect. All right, looks good. And once we get the rest of the bolts kind of in line, we'll get the whole thing kind of propped correctly. We'll look at our clearance. Get it evened out, okay. Check it one more time. There. We're good on that side. Let's get our 3 bolts in the middle. And our outer bolts here as well. All right, everything looks good. Seated well. Let's do our torque sequence. All right, the first 2 in the back. Once again, like last time, we got 90 inch-pounds per bolt there. I'm using a premium torque wrench to get the most precise on these. I like using this one, and this is in inch pounds that I'm working with. So the next are going to be the 3 bolts in the middle. Normally they're 10 to 13 foot-pounds, but we're converting to inches. So our first round is 120 inches, all right? And staying in like that diagonal crosshatch here. And then our main big bolts here, going across in diagonal, zigzagging. We are at, normally our foot-pounds would be 15 to 18, but we are at 180 to 216 inch-pounds here. And then our last round, we have 120 up at the front. And then 156 for our 1, 2, 3 bolts in the middle. Lastly, these would be 15 to 18 foot-pounds. Our last round would be 18 foot-pounds. We are doing 216, all right? That is complete. Both rockers are good to go. Now, we're gonna roll this motor just to see if we can make sure everything looks and sounds smooth as we pump it through, all right? On the other side, it's all torn apart, so I got just the main nut on there, backed with another nut for the main drive. Allows us to pull it all the way through, watch everything move up on top to make sure we are good to go. All right, that's our front cylinder. Exhaust is going up. Rear cylinder, intake, exhaust. All right. There we go. Cool. One more round. Very good. All right. Everything feels smooth, rolls around, feels like the compression's right on everything as far as by hand. Nothing feels out of whack or too much on one side of the cylinder or too much on the other side, so everything freely moves correctly. All right, so we are good to go there. Let's get the rest of the rocker boxes put on. We have a little bit of work to do on the valve covers, or on the the valve covers themselves. We'll get to that part. We got to get the gaskets on and get this buttoned up. Getting the valve covers ready. Okay, there's the stock ones there, and all nasty, still grimy from when we pulled it off. And the inside, we need to make room. So I already went and cleaned up one of them here, and we got to clean up this side and then the other side there and get this fully cleaned up so we can actually install this on the bike. The reason why we got to clean this up is because the rocker arms are going to come up and hit this with the higher lift that we have now going on. So pretty standard, I guess, as far as like grinding away, nothing crazy, but we just want to make sure we don't obviously go through the valve covers, because then we got to track down all new valve covers, all right? So we're going to use our die grinder here. Last time this was starting to work on, my last die grinder pretty much took a shit on me, and now I have a new die grinder. Just went to Harbor Freight, picked them up for like 40 bucks. It's like their premium one. Should get the job done. Let's see how it does. All right, that one is good to go. We just gotta clean up some of this area here and just smooth it out so that when the rockers go in there, or if they come close to it, it will be nice and smooth. They don't grab any jagged edges from the aluminum being cut up, all right? That one's set. Let's get into the fresh one here. So once again, take those two notches out. There we go, all cleaned up, milled away. Best I could do for hand. Might have to clear out a little bit more, but that's a good start before we take off too much that we can't put back on. All right, we're gonna smooth these out a bit and get them looking proper before we clean up the top here. Rough smooth right now on that one. Let's do this one here. More on a finer grit here. This is about a 220 we're gonna hit it with now. Smoothed out, good enough for the cover. Anything that comes up and close, we won't have any rough edges, smack it up into it. Might have to do a little bit more once we actually get the motor going, but looks good for now. Once again, I have failed trying to get the top end fully done, and this is just mind-blowing. This is like the simplest part that I can just plop on and be done, but these damn gaskets will not remove off the top of the valve cover. They are stuck on there. I've kind of grinded away at these with like the Dremel brushes that I was using to clean up the insides, and that was the only thing that really got them away. Using a razor blade, they will not pop off. You usually slide right on there and bam, they just start to come right off. These are like glued on, and I have some deeper ones here that I'm not gonna be able to get to without just gouging the shit out of this whole cover, and that's just more work I need to put into it than that needs to. So I think Permatex makes a kind of like a penetrating chemical that I can probably put on there and try that out, but we're gonna have to revisit this in order to knock these out. All right, but for now, guys, that about us in this one. I greatly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notifications, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you. As always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.